All out of luck again. You know we know they talk again. That she want a tsunami. Is everything cool, mommy? Don't show me love again. It feels like nothing came. Now I'm in love again. It feels like nothing came. All out of luck again. You know we know they talk again. That she want a tsunami. Is everything cool, mommy? Don't show me love again. And it feels like nothing came. Baby, I want solo. Baby, say I want solo. Can you be my lover so bad and carry on my couple? Baby, I want solo. Baby, say I want solo. Can you be my lover so bad and carry on my couple? Couple, yeah. If you give me some loving, no crime, no crime, no crime, yeah. Follow me to Abuja. No crime, no crime, yeah. Vegas look official. There's no crime, no crime, no crime, yeah. Tell your friend that you love me. No crime, no crime, no crime, yeah. If you give me some loving, no crime, no crime, no crime, yeah. Follow me to Abuja. No crime, no crime, yeah. Vegas look official. There's no crime, no crime, no crime, yeah. Tell your friend that you love me. No crime.
Abimbola, Peperempe, Peperempe, sugar, 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 sweetie, sweetie, yeah, sweetie, sweetie. What's up, guys? So to shoot this video, I got this backdrop a while ago. I have not used it, but backdrop stand, and then I need a backdrop. So I stole this one. I'm sure you know we find out soon. I stole this one. Anyways, it's not the right measurement. Nothing is right. I just winged it, and this is it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to shoot this video. In terms of lighting, I didn't realize the backdrop was so shiny. So literally had to change like my ring light cover. I'm hoping this light is making sense. I'm hoping. But you guys are gonna have to work with me, okay? How you guys doing now? You guys have not been sharing my videos, love, please. My name is Abimbola Craig, for those of you that don't know. Welcome to my channel. I'm a YouTuber in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm again. Please subscribe. Thanks so much. Make sure you also please like this video. Make sure you feel free to comment, share, and please hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post, okay? All right, beautiful. As usual, it is 1:25 a.m. and I'm coming to you live and direct from my beautiful living room space. Thank you very much. I am tired. But I went somewhere and I didn't just get back, but I went somewhere. It was quite an eventful night. There's some things that people have been asking me about, and a bunch of people keep sending me questions about this topic, and it's all about relationship. And it's weird because I know I've mentioned it to you guys quite a few times. Jekwe have not been in one before, but evidently the wisdom that is within me surpasses my own understanding, because people keep demanding, so there must be something. Anyways, so I said, okay, I'm going to talk about it. So what I want to talk about today is things to talk about with your partner while dating / getting to know each other. So I'm just going to itemize things. I have like only maybe 11 things here that off the back of my head came up, and I would like us to please continue the conversation below. So definitely things I didn't mention, things you think you agree with, things you don't agree with. Y'all, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We're just trying to have a conversation. Nobody fight. Nobody tighten the word to their chest. Okay? Okay. Now let's go. So one of the things I wrote first of all is, and by the way, everybody's understanding of dating is different. I think I said it in my last video. I'm going to say it again. What my understanding of dating is, and what I think should be the general consensus, but hey, it's not me that's the yardstick, is dating is getting to know someone. Getting to know without any form of sexual interaction. That way it means that you can get to know more than one person at the same time, while you're all weighing your options and you're just going out on dates, meeting these new people, trying to figure out whether you want to move from just casual dating to exclusive dating. So these are conversations that I think that you should have in no order particularly. First one will be religion. I've said this before, I'm Christian, and it's very important for me to marry a Christian. Like it's not nothing is shaking it, it's not wavering, it's not moving anywhere. I want to marry a Christian because of the beliefs I was raised with. I would like to marry a Christian because I would like to raise my children on the same foundation I was given when it came to religion, which is the fact that Christ is ultimate. Christ is all. There is no other like him. His son Jesus died on the cross to save us. He constantly keeps forgiving. He is the ever merciful, the ever faithful God. It's important to me to raise my children with those same beliefs as well. It's very important. So based off of that alone, I would not consider marrying a non-Christian or marrying a Muslim, period. Religion and spirituality go hand in hand, and I want to marry someone who's of the same equal yoking that I am. So yeah, I think it's important that people have conversations concerning religion while they're dating and getting to know each other. The next thing is blood group. Now, ain't nobody trying to tell you here that when you sit down the first time, you're like, oh my god, by the way, what are you? Are you O positive? Are you O negative? Are you, type A? No, I'm not trying to say. But there gets to a point whereby, you also having, it can be even light-hearted, it can even be light-hearted conversations. But the point is, you need to get to that point where if you're dating someone and you're starting to look like, or you're starting to consider, exclusively dating this person and things are getting serious, don't waste your time if you, yeah. How far? So I'm O positive. Do you know your blood group by any chance? Oh, maybe we should check first. That way you know whether you want to dead it on set or not. Because I know a bunch of amazing warriors, I call them warriors, who are sickle cell. And every day sometimes can be a challenge. And if people had, and this is the way I see it, and I know it's easy to say, but I'm trying to be as sensitive as possible. If people had been a bit more considerate of the outcome of what their present feeling at that time could have led up to, then they would have avoided certain things. Because it's not easy bringing and raising sickle cell children. Neither is it easy for sickle cell adults to transition when it comes to major things in life, into marriages, into relationships. So please, let's be kind with ourselves and just be thoughtful. I think people should constantly, always, when dating, have conversations about blood group. It's important. Next thing I would say would be, family orientation. And for some people it's a make or break, for some people it's not, but it's important to have these things in your left hand. Yeah. So family orientation in terms of the fact that, where are you from? oh, my name is Abimbola Craig, I'm from Ogun State, my mother is a Shekiri, I was born in Warri, you know, this is this, I have how many brothers, how many sisters, my grandmother was a this. It's good to know family orientation. It's good to know because you never know where the lineage is leading to or where you can connect. So that you're not going to be kissing your cousin you don't know. You think it's a joke, but I know it has happened to a few people. So family orientation is very important as well. Yeah, knowing how you were raised, by who you were raised, where you come from, it's family orientation. Just, yeah, it's important. Next thing after that would be, you know, because we're not trying to act like we don't know. It's 2019, you understand me? We'll be sexual partners. Yeah. Some people say body count doesn't matter, but it's important for people to have conversations when it comes to dating about sex. And when I mean sex, I don't necessarily even just mean just about having sex. I mean, before you even get to that point, oh, okay, by this time obviously you are exclusively dating, please. Someone that you're casually dating, I guess it's also good to have the conversation. But just make sure you have this conversation before people get intimate. It's very important. It's very, very important. Not necessarily about even asking how many people you slept with, but what is your sexual orientation? How far have you gone? What have you done? What do you do? What do you like? What don't you like? Can we go and do a blood test to make sure that there's no STD, there's no herpes, there's no just, yeah, it's very, very important to talk about your sexual orientation. And then, you know, if you want to move further in and you want to talk about your sexual experiences, that's left to you lots. If you start wanting to say, oh, I've only slept with 5 girls, I've slept with 10 guys, that's left to you lots as well. I think sometimes, you know, just putting all your cards on the table can be helpful sometimes. But if you feel the need not to share, that's fine. But you need to know each other's sexual orientation. Now, by the time you start moving further into this dating relationship and getting to know each other, and you're now at a point whereby me and maybe Kola say that, okay, yes, we now want to be only one-on-one, and I'm ready to start saying that, oh, maybe it's time you meet my mom, or oh, there's a family gathering, come with me, let's hang out. We now start to talk about important stuff, you know, the number of kids we want to have. I want to have 2. How many do you want to have? What's a deal breaker for you when it comes to relationships? What are the things you can handle? If I cheated, for example, what do you think your first course of action would be? For some people, they're like, but it's important. I know friends that have had these conversations while they were dating that they never thought would be of any importance to them until when they got into their 6th year of marriage and the devil tried it. And thankfully, because they had had prior conversations to this, it wasn't a situation whereby, you know, when whoever it was that messed up, it was thrown in the person's face that you said, oh, but you said if I cheated, you would never leave me. It wasn't that. It was like, I have done this. I don't know how to bring this to you. But I remember when we were dating, we had this conversation. And I always knew that, God forbid it, but if it ever happened, I know that if I came to you, open arms, bearing it all out, you would be understanding of the situation and give me a chance to explain. And so because they had that prior conversation, he or she had to acknowledge that they had said this wholeheartedly. It didn't make things easy, but it gave it a little bit of a cushion. And thankfully right now they're 10 years into their marriage. So I'm not trying to say every story or every situation is the same, but when you have conversations like this, it helps. I was watching, I said it before that on YouTube, I watch quite a bunch of channels. And there was one I was watching, I think it's called Soul Pancakes. I think. Yeah. Anyways, they were talking about do's and don'ts in relationships. And I found it curious. So I said I was going to throw this in the queue as well. So that you guys can decide whether you think it makes sense or not. Do you think masturbation is something you should discuss while you're dating or getting to know someone? Do you think porn watching is something you should discuss as well? Now, this lady said to her it was important. She said masturbation was not a deal breaker. She didn't care at all. You know, whether she's there with him or she's not, he could, you know, do whatever he wanted. She does whatever she wants to in terms of, you know, pleasuring each other personally. But for her, watching porn was a deal breaker, and he couldn't understand why. If you say I can masturbate, then why can't I watch porn? And then he tried to explain to her that, you know, men, when it comes to masturbation, need to be able to watch something because they get gratification with their eyes, while women get gratification when it comes to masturbation, apparently with their minds. Meaning that she doesn't need to see him to be able to imagine him, while he needs to be able to see her or a vision of her, or a vision of a female to be able to. Yes, I know we've never spoken about things like this before on this channel, but sometimes let's just have conversations that we need to have. Not everything always sweep under the rug, and I've always said that before. So you need to have conversations about this as well. I have a friend who, she doesn't believe in masturbation, so to her things like that are deal breakers. Like, she just can't wrap her head around it. She's never done it. She doesn't believe if she's next to her husband, why should he have to help himself out when she's there? So these are conversations that apparently you should have. Watching porn, masturbating, they're important conversations. Travel is another important conversation. It seems very small, but it's very important. In recent times, I think I said it was after that my South African trip, I never thought I was adventurous. I really just hate the journey to get to the destination. I love when I'm at the destination. I hate the journey to get to the destination. But I also realized that, you know, my sister, bless her, has helped open a side of my palette that I never thought existed. So I actually honestly now do love genuinely traveling. Still don't like the journey, love getting there. And I have a friend whose boyfriend is not a traveler. He doesn't like to. He's the kind of person that, except he has to go for work, he will not go anywhere. He doesn't want his children out of the country whatsoever. He doesn't care whether it's for uni. He doesn't care whether it's going to advance them. He just wants all of them self-raised, self-educated, not self-educated, raised and educated in Nigeria. And for her, that's a big issue, because when you're exposed to something like she's schooled outside of the country, you realize that the benefits, and if you can afford it, or you pray to be able to afford it, then you want to give it to your children. So it seems small, but travel is something that people should talk about. How much exposure do you want for yourself? How much exposure do you want for yourself and your partner? How much exposure do you want for yourself and your kids? So travel to me is something that, you know, you should have a conversation about. Maybe I didn't put it in the right context by calling it travel, but you get my drift, right? You get my drift? You get my drift. Cool. Next is permanent location. Now, if you live in Lagos, Nigeria, I don't know about anywhere else. I think it's everywhere in the world, to be honest with you. I feel like most people, when dating and finally moving into courtship, which is the point that, you know, you've gone from dating exclusively where it's just only both of you, to the point where you're not saying, we think we want to get married. I love you enough to say that I see myself spending the rest of my years with you, and so let's start moving towards that. It's that process in itself. It's called courtship. It's an important process. For some people that always skip it, courtship is important. Don't die yourself. So you start talking about permanent location. Now, permanent location to some people is not important until when you are about to get married. And then the guy tell you that you have bought 3-bedroom house, and the 3-bedroom house you have bought is in Ikorodu. There's nothing wrong with Ikorodu. I'm using Ikorodu because of distance. Jekwe, our work is on the island. Jekwe, even the young man is working on the island, but because for the past 6 years, you understand the commute. You do know how to do it. So he's thinking to himself, if you can do it, the person is married, why can't she too? You'll be sure that people don't have those kind of conversations. And you know, technically speaking, they say if it's the one paying, you can't really complain, right? So permanent location is very important. Some people were raised all their lives on the island. Not me. And so the mainland is just not, it's not their copper. It's not their copper. They don't want it. They don't want to drink it. And so imagine spending the bulk and adulthood of your life in Ikoyi, and then someone step you down. Because some people consider it a step down. They step you down. They carry you to Allen. Allen is even sweet. What you gonna do? So the point I'm trying to make is it's important to have this conversation that people that get married, and you know, while they were dating, he was in Chicago, she was in like maybe Seattle. That's like 5 hours distance, man, on plane. They marry, decide that when they marry, they don't want to move to New York, and my girl is like, yo, but I want to Washington. So my point is, people need to have conversations about where you intend to set up shop. The biggest elephant in the room, morals. How people want to raise their children is very important. I know some people that don't believe in spanking kids. They believe in talking. I'm a firm believer in both of them. I'm gonna speak to you and I'm gonna beat your bum bum. Period. I'm not trying to say I'm gonna harm my child or I want to inflict pain on my child, but children nowadays are getting sharper and smarter. I know a 2-year-old that can take selfie and record by himself on iPhone. So Gone are the days where you say they don't know what they're doing. They're actually quite sharp right now. And so it's important that you find a way to discipline your child. And at the end of the day, it's whatever works best for you. But it's also good to have conversations like that. I know somebody that never wants to ever have to flog his child ever. Because they used to flog his entire destiny when he was growing up. So he said we never flog his child. He's married now. Every day his wife flogged their child. Not every day, but the point is, they do have a stubborn son, you know, and it's spare the word and spoil the child. English speaking don't work for him. Stop it, you need to 2 seconds after he's again. But the minute you tell him not a corner and two finger is like this. That's what I mean by she's spanking. If you see the way you'll be blessing and praying, Mommy, I'm sorry, Mommy, please, I don't want nothing corner and two finger. When you talk to me from morning to night, so I think people need to have conversations about spanking of kids and disciplining of kids. Who's going to be the disciplinarian? Who's going to be the kind one? Who's going to play the good cop? Who's going to play the bad cop? Conversations that need to be had. Then morals. I think morals are very important. I think it goes without saying. I need to be able to sit down with whatever it is that I'm dating to be able to tell them that, see, this is what I believe in. These are the way in which I want to be able to structure my home. It's important for me that even though I'm your wife, you know, I need to be able to work. I choose. Remember, I choose. I'm not saying everybody got it. I choose to be able to bring something to the table in this marriage financially. So if it's that I'm choosing that, okay, DSTV and internet and water, I'm sorting it out, then that's me. But I'm choosing it because I'm one of the firm believers that I believe it's important for a woman to bring something to the table. I intend to. I don't know about y'all. How you choose to run your own household is different. But these are conversations that need to be had. I was raised in a household whereby it was important for me to be able to see my mom always bring something to the table, even when she was never asked to. It helped her holding her head up high, made her feel very, very, very independent. So these are things that people need to have conversations about. It's morals. Morals are things that how you were raised on and things that you believe in and things you want to carry into the next phase of your life. People need to have conversations about things like that. I feel like communication is very important in a relationship, and we keep saying that, but I don't think people understand that communication is not only about just talking. I think our generation, we forget that, you know, we're so used to just always carrying all these statements that we see, all these quotes, and we make it a mantra, that we don't realize that sometimes we need to deepen it. Communication is not only just about talking, it's also about listening. And a lot of us do a lot of talking, a lot of us don't do a lot of listening. If you listen, then you tend to understand people a bit better. And listening is not only just with your ears, it's with your eyes as well. Listening to the person, watching their facial expressions, their mannerism, their gestures, how they move when they say certain things. All this help you to, and all this help and give you a better insight as to who the person you're with. So yeah, it's important that we just sit down and we communicate how many kids you want to have. I think that was a reflection when we shot Skinny Girl in Transit. People were like, I can't believe that these people never had that kind of conversation before. You'll be shocked the kind of conversations that are meant to be had that people don't have. Deep, important conversations that you think is very small until when you're inside that situation and you're wondering what is going on, and they're like, we never really spoke about this. And you're like, whoa. It's important. As much conversation as you can have. And it's 2019. I was listening to radio the other day and someone was talking about on radio, I can't remember what station, and she was like, see, if in 2019 there's a guy that's talking to your girl or vice versa, and you and someone are in a situationship, and the reason I say situationship is because you guys are trying to figure out what exactly it is you're doing. So most likely maybe you're dating or you're talking, let's use plain Nigerian term. And if you're scared, unsure, shaky to be able to ask him or her what it is that you're both doing, then you have no business doing anything with that person. I can't have kissed you, we've spoken, we've gone on dates, we've laughed, we've chilled, we've cuddled, you know, you've been there in certain times when I needed you, and then when it's time for me to ask you what exactly this means, I'm scared because I'm unsure what your answer is, then that means I've wasted my time. Some people can sit down here and say, hey, remember, you've not experienced anything, how do you know? But I've seen things in this life, and it's important that people have this kind of conversations. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that when you're dating, when you're courting, when you're getting to know someone, these are the things that you should have to talk about. And quickly, let me address the elephant in the room. I did my makeup myself. I've been using this MAC Prep and Prime primer, and it's so beautiful. I used Fenty Beauty on my face, Fenty Beauty 450 foundation, concealer Fenty Beauty 440, my eyebrows 100 Naira Davis, you already know, unlock. Whoa. There's a green eye pencil that I use for my lower waterline. I don't know what's called. I used concealer. Did I say concealer? Contour was Slick, which I used to line the underneath of my eyes. What else? Blush is MAC. Highlighter is MAC. Vaseline on the lip. And the hair is all mine. My hair is 4 years natural. 4 years natural. Can you believe it? And yeah, man, tomorrow I'm about to put them in cornrows because I don't got time. My birthday is in a few weeks, and I'm grateful. I'm not excited. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm just like, because I need a holiday and I'm knackered. But I'm grateful. There's certain things I was hoping would have fallen into place by the time I turned 33, and you know, it's never too late for God. So yeah, anything can still happen. But regardless of, I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I'm really grateful to you guys. Yeah, YouTube is my escape, and to be able to sit down every once in a while and be able to vent, it's a joy. I'm trying to do a mukbang video with Toby Bakri because he promised. So that's why I'm putting it out there in the universe. People should bombard him because we're going to do it. I'm meant to do one as well with Bisola on her channel, and then me and her are meant to do a get ready with me video where we're doing makeup and we're just talking about stuff. I have no clue what we're going to be talking about, but I'm just letting you lot to know that, you know, I'm trying to get some content in where it's just not only me just sitting down. I also have a vlog that's going to go up soon, probably before this video. So I'm just trying to, you know, but I'm also busy, so it's hard to be able to put all of that inside. But yeah, thank you guys so much for riding with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. This has been fun, and I'm going to come closer. I'm so extra. But okay, let's do a thumbnail. Deuces. Catch you guys later. On that other note, my name remains Abimbola. Peperempe. Peperempe. Sugar, sugar. Sweetie, sweetie. See you guys later. Bye.